The Lunaverse, Episode 8 by Rainbow Double Dash, The Ling from Another World, Chapter 2, Who Goes There? Pipsqueak, both of them, leapt at the sound of the other's voice, turned to look, and let out surprised shouts. The two Earth-Bright colts backed several paces away from another, eyes wide and open in shock. It was incredible to Twist, the fact that their actions mirrored each other so precisely.
Pipsqueak?
Dinky asked, looking between the two colts.
What are you doing here?
Which one's real? Snails asked. I am! Exclaimed one, the first one on the left first. No, me! The other insisted. He looked at the three of them. You can't believe me. But you're the fake one, first Pipsqueak insisted. Twist studied the Pipsqueak on the left as closely as he could. Down the one on the right. There was nothing. The two looked identical in every way, at least for what Twist could tell, given that the only light was the lavender glow of Dinky's horn, the greenish yellow of Snails' own magic.
If this old Nightmare Night prank, she said, not caring about her luster at the moment, then it isn't funny. Not right now when we're in the middle of Great Gray Field of the dock.
One Pipsqueak, the one on the right, looked at her.
It isn't a prank, he insisted. I'm me. No, I am.
The other Pipsqueak insisted effeminately, stomping his hoof.
I don't know what he is. I'm me.
Pipsqueak insisted, and snoring and lunging at the other one. The other straight back at the sight, let out a cry of fright. The cry was echoed by Dinky, whose horn flashed a little brighter as he grabbed the grounded Pipsqueak's tail, pulled it backwards and away from the attacker. He let out a gulp of surprise, while Dinky dashed between the two Pipsqueaks, holding up her hooves.
Stop it!
She exclaimed, glancing between two.
One of you is real. I don't want the real one to be hurt. Since I don't know which one is which, now you need to fight.
The Pipsqueak he pulled away stood up a little straighter, while the one who lunged took a deep breath, calming himself. Well, they're both real, Snail suggested.
That's not helpful, Dinky said. You need both be real.
Snails twisted both Pipsqueaks straight for Dinky at her exclamation. Dinky nodded and stopped a little herself. Ears flopping and straight down.
Sorry,
she said, and shook her head.
I mean, it's a thing you both be real, right?
She looked between the two Pipsqueaks.
You can't be two Pipsqueaks all of a sudden.
Twist? Twist suggested.
I've been to Pipsqueak's house. He's really full.
Now he's an evil twin, Snails pointed out. My sister has this book where the stallion has an evil twin who every pony thought was dead, but he wasn't. Now he tries to deduce this mirror by pretending to be his brother. Raindrops took the book away from me before I could learn out what that meant, though.
Guys, I don't have a twin,
both Pipsqueaks said at the same time. They glared at each other again, but a little less angry than before. Apparently, neither of them liked Snails' theory.
Everything master,
Twist said. Snails, Dinky, and both Pipsqueaks looked at that, looking around for a manticore or a siren or something. Twist let out a sigh at that.
I mean, that's the only thing that makes sense. One of the Pipsqueaks is real, and one of them is a monster from Everfree that does look like Pipsqueak.
There's a monster in the Everfree that looks like Pipsqueak?
Snails asked.
Apparently, I said the lie. Wait, no, that doesn't make sense. Unless, whether she can stay asleep like every pony.
Dinky looked between the two Pipsqueaks again.
My mama says that he's a monster for me for free. I'm supposed to run stream home.
She said.
Mine too, Snails confirmed.
That's what I'll do then, Twist said. We'll go back to Ponyville and get an adult. Some pony will know what to do to tell them apart.
The three foals started to go back, but both Pipsqueaks held onto the hooves and called, White! The three paused in their trots, looking up to the two Pipsqueaks, who were looking between each other, evidently surprised that neither wanted to go back to Ponyville. On another, one way to another, this side across its own host to another. That Pipsqueak looked between the other three foals nervously.
We can't go back to Ponyville,
he said, looking down, scuffing himself to death.
You know how I said I got permission from me mom and dad to go trick-or-treating with you?
There was a moment's pause as the implications of the question shook in, before Dinky stepped forward, her horns glowing at an angry hue.
You lying?
Both Pipsqueaks straight back. I'm sorry. Pipsqueak, the one admitted to lying, apologized, though the other nodded frankly.
Well, if we go back, I'll get into trouble for sneaking off.
But your mom and dad are super worried right now,
Snails exclaimed, coming forward as he looked between the second Pipsqueak to speak.
And you're gonna be in trouble anyway, because you stuck off. They're gonna be mad about that anyway. It doesn't matter when we go back. Plus, you got yourself copied by an every-free monster.
Oi! The first to confess exclaimed, he's the copy! Snails turned to that one.
Well, you'll be in trouble then.
Yeah, Twist agreed. It will be in trouble. My mom and dad won't believe that I didn't know. I don't even care if my mama believes me.
Dinky exclaimed, zeroing in on the Pipsqueak that had spoken second. He was close to stopping that one.
You're lying. You're not supposed to tell lies, especially not to your mama and papa.
So he was all but on top of that Pipsqueak now, using the few inches of height he had on to full effect. He was hunkered down, front hose over his head, his eyes shut tight.
Especially now he's gonna get you in stupid trouble. Think you snuck out for brain now, you're probably gonna gallop all around Ponyville looking for you. But he can't find you, and then you're gonna be grounded. And you also like to meet Twisted Snails for your friends, and I'm so mad at you right now.
Stop! The sage was stunned. Once taken, Diggy was standing over a Pipsqueak, shouting down at him, as he seemed like he was trying to withstand a hurricane-force wind. Next, the cult let out an absolutely unequine sound that was barely discernible as a word. A loud, cutting hiss as his head snapped up at Dinky. His eyes now blue and compound, like an insect's, while his mouth now sputtered a pair of fangs and a long, forked tongue. Dinky let out a cry of fright, scrappered backwards from the whatever it was, as did the other Pipsqueak. There was a green flash, and the foals found himself looking at what looked like nothing more than a combination of a pony and an insect. It was pony-shaped, and around the same size as Dinky or Twist, but had hide of black chitlin, save for the dark pair of elytra on his back. A pair of gossamer blue wings extended from beneath the elytra. Atop its head was a single short curved horn. Its eyes were the same blue as compound eyes as before, and its mouth still had the large fangs, larger now in fact, seeing as the form it assumed it was taller than Pipsqueak. Now I know what you're thinking. But don't you usually get mad when we describe things of ponies we've already seen before? Yes. But in this case, I'm reading this like I would be reading an episode. Nobody has seen changelings in this world yet. But most unnerving were the holes across its legs. Within the odd, defiant tail it possessed, along a similar spine that ran down the back of its neck like a mane, the holes were actual gaps in its body. See-through gaps, some of them big enough to stick an entire hoof through.
What is that?
Pipsqueak, presumably the real Pipsqueak, demanded.
Yeah,
Twist said, looking to Snails.
This doesn't tell us it's bugs. What is that thing?
It's not just bugs,
Snails ejected. The other three foals glared at him at the same time he shook his head.
Anyway, I don't know.
The bug thing stood up now, but it remained hunkered down. Wings spread wide, and it hissed down again, stomped one hoof.
Hungry! Love! Buzz! It wants to eat us!
Twist exclaimed. She was frozen, paralyzed completely with fear at whatever this thing was. Dinky's horn glowed bright lavender as he grabbed Twist's broom.
Going!
Unicorn exclaimed, swinging with all her might. But the bug thing only let out another hiss. His horn glowed green, an aura the same color wrapped around the broom, overpowering Dinky's own magic easily, taking it away from her. Tossed the broom away over his shoulder with a swing of his head, though it seemed to stumble a little as it did. But then his head snapped back around to look at him, mouth open wide, drooling some kind of thick, ficus liquid, tongue stretching out, nearly 2 feet from his body towards them. It lunged, front hose outstretched, the falls all whinnying in fright, turning to run, but the bug thing leapt clear over them, landing on the other side of them. Whatever conscious, rational part of the foal's existence left them, and they all bolted again. Split up without meaning to, only to wanting to get away from that bug thing that was stuff of their nightmares, and seemed to want nothing more than to eat them.
Scared! No! Meals! Run! Hungry! My fault! Submit! Show self! Never do that! Look more! Hungry, 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 Makes me stupid, makes me slow. Pick one. Chase. Hungry.
Hey, guys, is it just me, or have we gone this far into Chapter 2 without the intro playing?
Sorry.
I know it's weird. Twist ran as fast as her host could carry her, dodging between the trellises and not having a direction in mind any other than away. But soon the filly was gasping for breath and forced to slow down. She spent her days helping her sister Bon Bon make candy, or eating candy, or reading Junior Ace of Clover mystery books. She wasn't in any close in shape. She didn't know how long she ran for, certainly longer than she ever had before in one go. But by the time she stopped, gasping for breath, with a film of lather on her flanks under her witch's costume and saddlebags, she was still in Green Grape's vineyard. Only now she realized she was all alone in the dark, without either of the unicorns to provide light. With the moon and stars now behind the clouds, she could barely see 5 feet in front of her. Twist huddled against the black Phallus, looking around, here standing tall, grateful for the costume, for the little bit of extra security provided. But she couldn't see anything, couldn't hear anything either, except the light wind blowing through the trellises that occasionally ruffled the vine's leaves. When the wind picked up, it would make the trellises creak a little, like a door being opened. She was gasping for air. Couldn't get enough of it after that run. Yet at the same time, she was trying to keep her breathing to a minimum, trying to keep as quiet as possible. Then she heard hoof steps, slow, cautious steps. Trixie hungered down more. Twist hungered down more, held her breath, trying to make herself as small as possible. Wishing she could be invisible. Wishing she was at home with her mommy and daddy and big sister. But she wasn't. She was alone and in the dark, and those hoof steps were getting closer. Her lungs burned from holding her breath. She couldn't hold it forever. Throwing caution to the wind, she looked out at the source of the hoof steps, swinging her hose wildly, sounding, eyes closed. She missed. She heard whatever she was swinging fall to the ground, let out a shout of his own. A colt's, one she recognized. Opening her eyes, she just barely saw the outline of Pipsqueak in the dim light.
It's me!
He exclaimed, holding up his hose to surrender. Twist stopped her attack and almost apologized, but didn't tag herself.
How do I know about that?
She asked, stepping back. Pipsqueak stood up.
Because I'm me!
He insisted.
Anyway, how do I know you're you? You said yourself that maybe you could look like other ponies beside me.
Twist objected to the idea, but she wasn't herself. But then checked her outburst. It just was Pipsqueak, and he had a point. He had no reason to trust it was her, any more than she had reason to trust that he was really looking at Pipsqueak.
If I really was that bug thing, she said, then I would have attacked you by now. And if you were it, then you would have attacked me. It's just you and me right now. There's no reason to hide.
Pipsqueak almost seemed to accept that, but shook his head.
No, what do you know about that? Maybe you're the bug thing and you like scaring me. You know?
With all the lisp that I've been doing so far, I'm surprised that I haven't gotten anything on my Bluey here. Thank you for that. No problem. Twist stopped her hoof in annoyance. She almost suggested going their separate ways. But she really didn't want to be alone right now. Besides, how could she be certain that bug thing couldn't follow her? If Pipsqueak really was it? Her brow furrowed. She tried to think of some way to prove herself to Pipsqueak. What would Junior Ace do in the mystery books in this occasion?
How about, Twist suggested, I tell you something only I could know. Something the bug thing wouldn't. We first met this past summer.
She took a deep, satisfying breath. Summer. She corrected herself. Focusing on trying to get rid of her list, her mind took off the bug thing, at least a little.
We were playing a pirate attack with all the other souls. You were a real pirate. I wasn't. Pirates won.
Pipsqueak was motionless in the darkness for a moment. Then Twist had a horrible image of him flashing green and attacking her. But instead he let out a long release sigh.
Okay, he said. The bug thing couldn't been around that long ago, so you're you.
He put a hoof to his chin.
You're Twist. Your mom is Honeydew. Your dad is Curry. And your big sister is Bonbon. Your special talent is making candy. Seeming just yes, but your cutie mark is 2 cross trendy canes.
It was all corrected specifically enough. Twist really was licking a pissqueak. The next CC knew, after rearranging that thought, as he leaned forward, scaled up the smaller colt into the tightest hug he ever given any pony.
You really you!
She exclaimed, tears in her eyes. Pissqueak returned the hug wholeheartedly, so tight it almost hurt. Both Earth ponies putting their innate strength to full use. The same innate Earth pony magic is starting to do were tough enough to keep them from getting anything worse than light bruises instead of broken bones. Though Twist at least would have been happy to suffer that right now, in exchange for knowing she wasn't alone tonight. It did resolve in a plate fashion jewelry that Pipsqueak was wearing for his Ifriti costume, cracking and breaking, but the cult didn't mind. The hug ended when Pipsqueak gasped, pushing away from Twist.
Wait, he said. Well, okay, well, Dinky, it's Nails, they're out there, and so is that bug thing.
Twist started to let go of Pipsqueak, though the two remained close together.
We have to get an adult,
she insisted. Pipsqueak, however, shook his head.
Ollie, yeah, we do, but not until we get Dinky and Snails. It'll take too long to find an adult explaining everything. We need to move now.
Twist was absolutely certain that was the wrong thing to do, but at the same time, Pipsqueak had a point. The bug thing was hungry. It said so itself. Snails and Dinky were out in Great's vineyard somewhere. They had to be found before I could eat them. And Twist herself had pointed out that the bug thing hadn't done anything when it was all four of them together. If they stayed together, they could be safe.
Okay, she said. Let's go. No, let's go. No, wait. If we get separated, we need to find a way to know when we meet back up with really us.
Pipsqueak nodded.
How about the code face? Oh, one of us ask, who goes there?
Twist nodded.
And the other says back,
Twist cracked her mind for something that no pony would normally say in response to that. But all she kept coming back was the bug thing. She shook her head.
The other says the thing. Obviously, the bug thing, if it was a disguise, wouldn't just say that, so it has to be a real pony.
The Earth Pony cult didn't seem to like the idea of saying he was the bug thing very much, but couldn't think of anything better. Steeling themselves, the two set back out to the vineyard, wondering how they were going to find their friends in there, but knowing they had to.